Hello everybody, how are you doing today? I have with me a 1969 Volkswagen Beetle that has a whole cast of issues that I'm slowly working through. One of the things that should be a relatively straightforward fix is the snubber is missing on the passenger side. I think it's called a snubber. I would call it a bump stop, however, I've been told it's called a snubber. So the snubber, it sits right on top of that plate right there. And there's a little knuckle that's supposed to be sticking up. And there's a big rubber piece that's supposed to fit on top of it, which I'll show you a little later on. So that has fallen off, broken off and fallen away at some point. It's not really too much of an issue for driving. However, sometimes if I'm going over a speed bump, if somebody's sitting in the back, it definitely bottoms out. This car's, it is lowered a little bit, so it causes a little bit of an issue. So I have the replacement snubber. However, I no longer have a knuckle to stick the snubber onto. So what I'm going to do, my welding skills are not fantastic. So there's two ways you can probably fix this that I can think of and from what I've seen online. So the first of which is you would weld a new knuckle or nub onto that plate right there, and then you would place the snubber on top and you're good to go. The other way is the way that I'm going to do it. I'm going to drill a hole in the middle of that little bracket, and in there I'm going to make a new knuckle or nub for the new snubber to fit on top of. So let's get to it, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, you can see we've got a bit of a hole there. Not a bit of a hole, we got one. Okay, so there's our hole in the middle of the plate. And now let's see, we're going to clean that out. We're just going to get a little, maybe a file or something, and just clean up that edge. It's a little bit rough. And then we're going to build the post that's going to go through it. And there you go, dab one. Okay, so this is the snubber. Just a rubber, looks like a Kong if you have a dog. And I don't know if it's true, but I heard that's how the guy who invented the Kong came up with the idea. He was fixing this on like a Volkswagen bus, and I guess his dog picked it up, started chewing on it like crazy. So not sure if that's true, but so that's the snubber. And this is the knuckle that I'm going to be making, that we're going to attach to that hole that we made. This will fit on top, difficultly, but it will. And then we'll attach it, and there we go. That's all we got. Okay, so for this section, I'm going to attempt to put a small weld. As I mentioned, my welding abilities are not good. I'm going to try and put a small weld right in that area right there. How I have it stacked is a bolt with a washer and two nuts. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just what I had in my box, and I'm just going to put a little weld in it just to see. I don't want it to move. As I said, it's really overkill. I'm not very good at welding, so if I get a chance to kind of practice a little bit, I'll try. So we'll see what happens. I'm not looking to put a lot, just a little tiny bit. So here it goes, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up. As you can see, I just tried to put a little bit of bead between the two nuts and a little bit between the washer and the bolt. Once again, I'm going to tighten it. I have, so this is what the number goes on. So I'm going to clean this up and pretty it up a little bit. But it's a bolt. I have no idea what size it is, maybe 3/8, something like that, 1/2 inch tops, not very big. So just kind of like a carriage bolt, then a washer. So this creates certain size. So in here, there's a little neck and then it gets a little bit wider. So this will set inside, and then the two nuts just help give a little bit of space before it hits down on the bottom. So I have the bolt, washer goes first, then two nuts, and then on the other side, which I'll show you when we get to the car, I'm just going to put a washer up on the bottom. Might put a washer on the top as well, I'm not too sure. And then I just have a little lock nut that I'm going to stick in, and we'll crank it down pretty tight, and that should be it. We'll see how that goes. We're going to clean this up, then we'll get to the install in a minute. Okay, so we have got the bolt cleaned up. Hopefully you can see that okay. I know it's not pretty, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. So this is going to go like that. And then I'll squeeze that on top of there, and that should sit pretty. So that's what we're doing. So on the bottom, so I did put a washer on the top. Without the washer on the top, it just seems probably the metal's not 100%. It's pretty corroded. It's not exactly a brand new car, so the washer should help just to dampen that a little bit and keep it lined up. And so we're going to put the washer on the back. If I can do that. Washer, actually. Hold on, I'm going to get some Loctite. One moment. Okay, so that wasn't really working, but throw some vice grips on it, get an extension on the wrench, and it makes it go a lot easier. Okay. Now, hopefully, I can get this guy to go on nice and easy. We got a snubber. I don't know if it'll stay good or not, but we shall find out. And there you go. Thanks for watching. I didn't see very many videos out there on people installing one of these, so that's how I did it. You do it how you want to do it. Thanks again. Have a good night.